So our big why started out when Robert had been working for Hard Rock for a while and had consolidated our commercial operations. And we had a conversation. I remember we were driving in the car. We had a conversation and there was just this spark of an idea. He was like, I could do this for smaller organizations that don't have the bandwidth to do this for themselves. And he gave the example of some of the smaller tribal casinos he had worked with in the past, and just a light went off. It was like, oh, that's a really great idea. And that's how our big why started, was that there were these organizations that didn't have the bandwidth or the expertise to centralize their commercial operations. And that was how the idea for ComOps was born.
That's what gets me excited. I love to sit down with operators, look at unique challenges, and find ways to accelerate growth. What keeps me excited is being an extension of their operations team. So oftentimes when we start an engagement, we start out with the rapid business or strategic business assessment, and we get invited back to actually become operators. We become an extension of their operation, where our contact center may be acting as an overflow capacity, or perhaps we are their contact center.
One of the core beliefs that we have brought into ComOps is a core value of transparency. We try to be really transparent in our interactions, and that is our dealings with our clients and with our team. We always try to put information forward so that people really know what to expect. We aren't people who want to make a promise that we can't fulfill, and those core values are really at the heart of ComOps, both internally and externally.
So Lindsay recently created a culture map. So she led the development of this so that it's really crystal clear as we grow and as we add new folks to the team that this is what our identity actually looks like. And I'll be honest, for the first year of operations, we had one core belief, which was to be a mensch, which resonated with me, but perhaps didn't resonate with anybody else. So be a mensch is doing the right thing. And we've taken that and we've grown from that. And now we've got a very defined culture. We've got a very defined belief system. We've got decision-making models and process in place, so that when we are coming up with challenging questions, we're able to understand, here's how we would make a decision as a team. Here's what our beliefs are as a team. It's been a maturing process and something that's very exciting for a small business to go through over the past 4 years.
And be a mensch was at the core of our values. And that was something that Robert always said, and it didn't necessarily resonate with everyone at first. So we built out this culture map to say, what does that mean? Because as a very small company with only a few people sitting around a table, it was very easy to stay true to what we want to be and who we want to be. As we're growing and we add to our team, we need to make sure that we have a map to guide us. And that's what our culture map does. It makes sure that we stay true to our initial mission and who we want to be as a company.
We do believe consistency is critical to our success. Whether it's entering a new project or onboarding a new team member, the process is the same. I'll give you an example. When we onboard a new team member, they spend their first half of the day with Lindsay, walking through our standard protocols, who we are, the tools you need to be successful, how you reach out and ask for help. What does the first 30, 60, 90 days look like? We have a very defined process, and it hasn't always been that way. And part of being a small business is trying to act like a big business and building out the procedures and the protocols that develop that level of consistency.
From day one, we had a really robust handbook. The culture of our company really started with our handbook. We went all in when we only had 2 employees on the payroll. And from that handbook evolved this robust company culture and eventually our culture map, so that we have that consistency along the way and that we're always staying true to our core values.
And that's what brand's all about, is a consistent experience. And that's why many of our clients, when they transition to a new role, bring us with them, is they know that they're going to get consistent results. That being said, anytime we enter a new engagement, although the results should be consistent, the way we approach new clients is bespoke. Everything we do is tailor designed for the needs of that client. So although there's consistency there, we really do take a lot of pride that what we do is bespoke. We recently ran into a challenge with one of our clients, and it was our value system that really led to us making tough decisions internally to make the client happy. At the end of the day, the client is right and their expectations weren't being met. We needed to adjust quickly so that they got what they needed, which meant some very uncomfortable days internally. But ultimately, it was our core values that said, look, we need to do what's right here for our client.